Hey everybody, it's Rob at KY CBD Pharmacy. And a lot of the times when we have clients come in to our stores, the CBD works great, but they're hearing a lot about medical marijuana on TV. And people are scared because they've had a bad experience with THC in the past, or it got them overly excited or overly anxious and they got uncomfortable while consuming THC. Well, this is the exact same THC, so what you have to learn is how to use CBD products and THC products. Using these things properly is the best way to get effective help with whatever you're trying to achieve with cannabis products. So I'm going to take you through a handful of our products and just kind of show you the range of products and what you're looking for and the effects you can basically look for with these products. So bear with me as I go through. We're going to start at the very beginning, and this is CBD isolate. So when you hear CBD advertised on TV and radio, generally what you're hearing is CBD isolate. CBD isolate is also the same thing as Epidiolex, a prescription version of CBD that's offered in pharmaceuticals. This is the exact same thing. These are smaller milligrams, though we do have larger milligram products that are equal to the prescriptions. Very affordable CBD. You can expect it's an anti-inflammatory. It's used for obviously seizure disorders and such. But that's what this is, and this is the very beginning of CBD products. This is THC free. This will not fail a drug test. So when pediatricians recommend CBD, this is the first thing we try. This is the first CBD product that you try, and you adjust your milligrams to see if this can work. Now, we've got other products. We go into the broad spectrum range, which contains CBD and other cannabinoids. The only one that does not contain is THC. So this one is still technically drug test safe, but I do tell people, if it is about your freedom or your food, be safe. Stick with the isolate. Don't take any chances. You know, people process and metabolize differently, and there's no reason to take a chance when it comes down to your food or your freedom. That's just a safe approach on it. But these two are generally considered the THC-free and drug test safe options. This does work a little bit better than the CBD isolate because it does contain other cannabinoids, and getting the combination of cannabinoids right is really what we're looking for in all cannabis use. All of us. We're trying to figure out the right ratio for us. So this here may offer a lot better results than the CBD isolate. Once you get past the broad spectrum products, you're into the THC containing products. These are technically a microdose product. Now, keep in mind, we downplay THC a whole lot. A couple milligrams of THC can get somebody high, and we need to be really clear about that. Each one of these contain a couple milligrams of THC per dose. But the difference is these have a ratio of CBD to THC that prevents the THC from becoming psychoactive. So this, for instance, you can fit almost 70 milligrams of THC in this 1 ounce bottle, and that'll come out to 1 point something milligrams per dose, but the CBD ratio keeps it from being euphoric. Now, that's what we know as full spectrum CBD products, is the 0.03% legal by law THC content. But what we're seeing with people just simply microdosing THC in oils and capsules, the legal amount, it's making life-changing differences for people. And it's showing them that THC is not the dangerous product that they were taught that it was all them years ago. And this is what we're using to break the stigma on cannabis in Kentucky. We're using these products every day to show people these doses of THC are helping. They're not doing all the bad things we were taught. So, I mean, these are a real step forward in cannabis legislation in Kentucky, because these are changing minds one at a time. These are helping your pastors. These are helping your grandparents. These are helping your pets. These are the real ones. So when you're talking about you need whole plant medicine, we're talking medical marijuana, which is a high-grade THC. What we're also talking is a high-grade CBD ratio. You've got to get your ratios right. So in the full spectrums, we've got oils and capsules, we've got gummies, we've got about anything you want as far as this full spectrum selection, and it goes up very strong. Very strong products that get very medicinal. Now, as we mentioned before, when people come in and they want to try out THC products, but they don't want that uncomfortable high. That's where we have to start people in a range with CBD. So this, for instance, is a 3-to-1 gummy, which means it's got 3 parts CBD, 1 part THC. Now this is a euphoric gummy. This is a step into medical marijuana and cannabis products. These are euphoric again. So whenever somebody says, I need something and I want to try the THC to see if this will help the pain or whatever they're trying to help it with, you would start with this and then you would work your way up. Now the CBD is going to help buffer the effects of the THC. That way you don't get that uncomfortable effect. Now, when you was young and you tried smoking pot and it made you uncomfortable, you smoked that joint or you ate that edible and it was just THC. There was no CBD to help you control the anxiety that you could get with THC. And generally we notice that in people that already have anxiety. Those are the ones who are already anxious and then they have a bad experience with, say, a sativa and it gives them horrible anxiety or paranoia and it's a bad experience. That's what we're trying to prevent. We can't stop it. It happens. We still test products. It happens to us. But knowing how to use these and how to control that is a big part of CBD and cannabis products. So, again, I'm a THC enthusiast and I test the products myself. But when it comes down to it, I always keep a bottle of CBD isolate at hand. That way, in case I overconsume and I get uncomfortable, paranoid, or just anxious, I can take my CBD isolate and it helps buffer the effects of the THC. That's how you learn to use these products. The next step up will be a 1-to-1 gummy, and that's a 1-to-1 ratio. Out in California and Colorado, when THC is used as medicine, that's how it's used. It's usually used in a larger ratio. For people that consume THC for chronic pain, sometimes a 10 milligram gummy is just not going to be strong enough. But they also want to be able to stay coherent and know what's going on. So in order to take 20, 50, 70 milligram bites of THC, they're also consuming 1-to-1 parts of CBD to help them control the euphoria. The high is fun for a while. Everybody knows that. But when it becomes medicinal and you have to have it, you still got to function. And that's part of using medical marijuana. We can't just smoke a joint about everything. There's actual science to it and learning how to use it. So, anything above the 1-to-1 ratio gummies, they're just getting a lot more euphoric and you need to know what to expect. So like these gummies here, they're a 12 milligram THC gummy and they've got 5 milligram CBD. And that's just barely enough CBD to say it's got CBD. But believe it or not, that little bit of CBD can still help to buffer the effects of the THC if you're one that's prone to get paranoid. So stepping away from the CBD is where it starts getting more euphoric. So when you are looking for more the intense pain relief or the euphoria or just the fun, that's where you're trying to make that euphoric flip. So where we started in a 3-to-1 and we went to a 1-to-1, the less CBD that there is combined with the THC, the more euphoric it's going to get. It really makes that flip by reducing the CBD. So once you take out the CBD completely, that's when you're left with just THC. And we do have those products as well. Just be very careful with them. You can get uncomfortably high if you're inexperienced or you're not listening to a video explaining how to use these products. And that's what we're trying to lead with, is information to help people have the best experience possible for whatever you're using it for. These gummies, for instance, these are a 30 milligram Delta 9 THC gummy. There's no CBD in these at all. That's a very euphoric amount of THC. That is for experienced cannabis consumers. You got to understand, if you need more THC than this, a normal dose of THC, a microdose is 2.5 to 5 milligrams. A normal dose is anywhere from 10 to 25 milligrams. A high dose is 30 to 50-ish, and then extreme gets above that. So we got to know where we're at with these. These gummies are very strong. You got to know what range of products are here, and that's why we're doing these videos, to just kind of help people know. If you happen to eat one of these gummies and it gets you uncomfortably high or paranoid, you get a bottle of isolate CBD and take that to help counteract the effect. Or to prevent having that experience at all, you start with a ratio gummy. That way you find your dosages and where your comfort level really is. So that's how you learn cannabis, and that's how you use cannabinoids as far as edibles effectively. You can wildly swing either direction with these cannabinoids. Just know you're not going to be the first in history to die. Nobody ever has. You cannot overdose on cannabis because it doesn't shut your lungs down. It doesn't shut your heart down. That's the beauty in this. It helps people with addiction problems. People who are trying to get off of opiates or off of alcohol. That's where these products come in, because they want that euphoria, but they don't need the addiction. Learn cannabis. Stay with us. If you like the video, hit subscribe. I'm making more videos. We've got a lot of stuff coming up, but check us out. We're trying to help you help yourselves. KentuckyCBDPharmacy.com.
I like it.
Good.